everyone. Shannon Smith from Smart Business Solutions Financial Planning. I want to talk to you today about a managed account. Now, you might have seen my other video on managed funds, but what is a managed account? And I will do another video that will talk about the difference between a managed fund and a managed account. So what's a managed account? A managed account is really a diversified investment portfolio where every investment is owned by you, but managed by an entire investment team that basically is working around the clock to monitor the market and make changes. So when that comes up, if the world changes, they can react quickly, and you own the underlying shares that they're trading in. So it's something that can be changed. We don't need to wait till we meet with you or in a few months. They'd be constantly managing it and making that change. And then we get the note to communicate what action they've done. Now, they've done that within our, obviously, the parameters that we've set on your investment strategy. But in the past, this type of offering, so a managed account, in a sense, it's not something new, but it's new to people like you and I. In the past, it was only available to high net worth investors who could pay for the privilege. However, advances in technology have made it really, really exciting to be able to offer this to our clients now efficiently and cost effective. They've built some amazing platforms which enables us to do it and have the likes of Morningstar trading your shares just the same as they would do for some very large institution, and they're being able to do that across the board. So it's really, it's all about now, it's become more accessible to investors like you and I, as opposed to just the institutional. So why would I use a managed account? Managed accounts can really be described as an evolution of a managed fund. Now, in a managed fund, investors' assets are pooled and individual investors hold units in the pooled unit trust, so to speak. Whereas a managed account provides an investor a greater degree of flexibility that's just simply not possible with a managed fund structure. So in the past, this type of individual ownership was only available to institutional investors or the ultra high net worth. The advance in technology, as I said earlier, that's why you're able to do it. You weren't able to do it, and you can scale depending on how much you want to invest, and you own those shares. So the ability of being able to, rather than going on and trading in those direct equities. So let's just say you went and bought in some of the bank shares, and then you bought some of like your BHPs or something like that. Now, as things change, you would have had to in the past get a broker to sell them, advise you when to sell them, trade them, do something else with the shares. Whereas now when you're putting it in a managed account, you've got time on your side in the sense that they are acting very proactively, but they're also managing a whole share portfolio. But just, for example, if I use myself, I might have a certain portfolio and investment strategy. There's probably another 1,000 people like me who are also investing the same money. So when they make a trade on someone's account for that type of portfolio, they'll make it across all 1,000 investors. And that's where they've been able to do it in a way across a platform that has meant it's now become cost effective for you and I, so to speak, in it. So if we want to have a look, when I'm looking at a managed account, what some of the differences are, just to highlight, if you had a managed fund or a managed account, obviously it gets professionally managed. If you buy the shares directly yourself, it doesn't. Managed fund, you don't really have any transparency. Direct share portfolio, you know what you're invested in. A managed account, you know what you're invested in. Direct ownership of the assets, and then the portability without triggering a capital gains tax. You can change from one managed account to another one. So you can change from the person that's managing it. If you weren't happy with what one person was doing, we could change. There are tax advantages of ownership as well. Now, in these, you can't customize. The managed account, you can actually customize it. Portfolio reporting, low-cost structure. So actually, the managed account and the direct share portfolio will be a lot more cost effective and reduced admin, and no need for us to do a separate piece of advice, which obviously time is money, and that costs you money if we have to do a separate piece of advice. So just some of the Q&A on managed accounts. How liquid is a managed account? It's very liquid, because as I talk about managed funds, you sometimes have to wait as to when you can sell those units. But it is very liquid because of the fact that you can actually just transact. You own the equities. Is a managed account an investment strategy? It's an investment structure, not a strategy. So the strategy is you deciding how you'd like to invest the underlying, what you'd like to invest in, and that's the investment strategy. But the managed account is basically a structure to enable you to do that. So what's the role of the investment manager platform and advisor? In that, the platform's capabilities and technology is basically what allows the investment manager the ability to provide a managed account solution to individual investors. If it wasn't for the platform and being able to do this, you'd be paying a significant amount from a broker fee to be able to do it, and it would be cost prohibitive for the average person. So depending on the platform capability, you can tailor it a lot to your own needs, and this is where technology has really kicked in for us on it. What assets do you expect in the managed account? Ultimately, it comes up to what the underlying investment manager. We use Morningstar. Morningstar's got a great reputation on it. They offer diverse managed accounts. So basically, we can select, and this comes back to your investment strategy, and we'll work with you to work out the most appropriate for you, so that we'll put you into a certain asset classes that's going to match those goals that you've got. They use a combination of direct Australian equities, ETFs, and managed funds to deliver this. So you can basically invest what we recommend. Tax benefits, you actually own your own asset rather than pooling it with others. So there is the benefits of that. Cleaner investment, as you have a good start cost base, unlike the unit trust where it can get a bit sketchy. Also, just even with inheritance, it's different as well. So why do we work with Morningstar as an investment manager? Global firm, well-resourced and really experienced team in Australia as well. Can draw on data and research insights from everywhere. Now, we've looked into all the different investment manager options. We don't want to have 10 different investment managers. We want to find a good one and really build up a rapport with them so that they're very proactive with our clients on it. One of the pioneers in managed accounts, which is one of the key things for us. And they've basically diversified their managed accounts so they can be a whole of portfolios solution, whereas there were others that only did certain sections, and I think that would pigeonhole too much. Their portfolios are managed daily, and so basically they can respond instantly to make changes. And when they do make transactions, they actually provide those details to us with all the trade details, an explanation as to why, and then we can share this with our clients. Morningstar is also the diversification. It goes across. They look at asset classes, strategies, structures, geographic sectors, and fund managers. So that's what we're looking at with them. Now, if you're interested in a managed account, rather than investing in shares directly, you are going to own them in a managed account, but it's just going to be managed for you rather than you just going onto the ASX. Let us know if you want to have a chat about how that might be a really great opportunity for you to invest like, I guess, the big institutions, you could say. Thanks a lot.